Now let's start by fixing our internal doors. Let's select this and copy. Let's select a base point, right? And then we are bringing it here, right, to this base point here, right? And then we just have to rotate it by using the short command of RO, or coming here to select rotate tool, and then we'll rotate it. Now let's fix for the corresponding toilet also, which we should be using this since it's opening to the wall, right? Then we can just copy it like this, select it, and then bring it here. Since it is opening to the wall in this direction, then we just have to rotate it in that same direction, right, in this manner. So now since we've created the door for this bedroom and the toilet, we need to create for this also. We'll just need to mirror it instead of us going back again and picking it. Just mirror it, select a common midpoint, and then enter, right? So now let's fix the glass door here. As I said earlier, I've created a glass door based on my own design or so. Now you can just imagine your own glass door and then just make a simple design of your glass door. Since it's just for the plan, right? And then I'll just come here, place it in the middle, and then rotate it vertically, and then it's sitting. So now this glass door is opening to this side, and this is also opening to this side, right? So now we'll move ahead to fix the rest of the doors. We are having our kitchen door here from the dining, which is opening to this wall, right? Definitely we'll be using this. So now let's copy. We are copying and not moving, because if we should move, then we are completely removing the door from where it has been already to another place. Instead, we'll just copy, right? We are copying it since we still need it there. Now let's rotate, and we are good to go. And then same thing for here also. Let's copy this, select it, and then bring it here since it will be opening to the wall here, right? And then let's rotate it also, and then we are good to go. Now what is left? We are left with the toilet door here, right? So we'll be needing this. Now let's copy, paste, and then rotate in the corresponding direction, right? Now we are left with our entrance door, which is the 1200, which is this, right? Now we just select it and copy. We can still keep the rest of the components for future purposes. Maybe any other drawing we want to create, then we can just come back and use them, right? So now this entrance door, now our bigger door is opening to this wall here, right? But the door I copied here, now our bigger door is opening in the opposite direction, which is not supposed to be. What we just need to do now is to mirror it to the other direction, right? Select our common midpoint and then click on it. Now we don't need this object again. We are in need of this other one, right? So we just have to give you the command of erasing this object by clicking on yes, and then we'll just select this and then move it to this base point here, and we are good to go, right? So now what is left for us now is to now start fixing our windows. And first of all, let's start fixing our toilet windows. And now I'll try to place the windows in the middle, in between our walls here at the middle. So now the midpoint of this our internal wall is somewhere around here, right? I cannot use the midpoint of the external wall, right? Because we are having a continuous line which is running across the rooms also. But we only need to get the midpoint of this our toilet to be able to fix our window in the middle, instead of me now calculating one by one to get the midpoint, right? The AutoCAD will just give us our midpoint and endpoint in as much as our O snap midpoint and endpoint is selected. They are ticked, right? So what we just need to do now is come here, click on the window, copy it. Now select the midpoint we want to use, and then go and place it directly in the corresponding midpoint here of our toilet here. So we are having it there like that now. So at least based on what I said earlier, anybody entering the toilet here is not going to be seeing the person using the toilet directly. Let's assume somebody wants to enter by mistake. It will enter directly, not seeing the person using the toilet directly. So it's safe for us to fix our window there. Now let's do the same thing for here also. Now we said somebody entering here will be seeing the, let's assume our window is here now, in which our water closet is will also be here where our window is, right? Now if somebody enters through here, we'll be seeing definitely the person using the toilet at that moment is not safe. So it's advisable to just fix our window here and also our water closet, right? So now we can just, and no matter what, you can still go ahead and fix your window here and still come here and fix your water closet. It does not affect anything. But let's just give it a kind of design and fix our window here, right? So now we have fixed our toilet windows. Let's go ahead and fix the rest of our windows, which is the 1 2 window. Now let's copy and then let's go and fix that. And let's fix this also, the midpoint, and now let's rotate to get it accurately. Now instead of me now copying it and bringing it here, what I'll just do is I'll just select this tool, mirror it, select the common base point and then enter, right? As simple as that. Now we'll be needing another window here from our dining to the terrace, right? We can just copy this, select the midpoint and then bring it here to the corresponding midpoint here. And same thing goes with the kitchen also. Okay, let's just bring the kitchen window here. Instead of, we can also give it a cross ventilation. We can put one here and place another one here. It does not affect anything. So let's just rotate, right? Let's rotate it and we are good to go. Now what we are left with is the living room window. So we can just go ahead and copy this, copy, bring this here to our midpoint here, right? And then we will create another window here also for cross ventilation. But this time around, the room is kind of long, right? We can just decide to create, okay, let's put in 2 windows there, right? So let's just copy. Let's first of all copy it to the middle. Then we can now give a reasonable distance between the two, or you can also calculate the distance to get a specific distance between the two. So now we are having something like this, and now we are good to go. So now we can now give a better design to our wall. Let's try and give a design to our wall by covering the cavity in between our walls, right? Let's just make our plan look good. Now that we are done drawing the plan, just for it to look good, right? Now instead of us, when we created our wall layer, we give it a thickness, our line layer now, the layer for for the line of the wall, a thickness of 0.30 millimeter, right? But it's not indicating here. Now let's try to switch our line weight on to see how it will look like. Maybe we can leave it, we can leave our wall being thick enough, or we can just try to fill in the cavity of the walls to make it look better. So now if we should do like this, it's kind of disfiguring the design, kind of, right? But not totally disfiguring it. Let's just kind of switch it off and create a layer for our hatch. We just need to use hatch, right? Now let's select it as our current layer, and then we can either come here to our hatch tool here or type HA for hatch and enter. Now since our line color, our wall color is white, right? We can just go ahead and use a solid color, a solid hatch. Instead of using a pattern, you can just use a solid color, right? But the color we'll be giving it is white, since our wall color is also white, right? Let's leave it in white and then select and pick points. So we can just go ahead and start picking our points to hatch it up to make our plan, our design look good enough. Though it's just based on your design capability, how well you can design and so on. It's not compulsory though, so you can just go ahead and do that, right? So, and then let's give the column a design also, and then enter. And now we are good to go. I think it's looking kind of fantastic now, right? So now we are done with creating a simple two-bedroom, right? In the next video, we'll talk about how to dimension our drawing, our plan, and labeling them, right? We'll talk about that in the next video. See you in the next video.